morning, welcome to CATEX TV. My name is Frank Fortunato. Today is Wednesday, December 16th. If you want to follow us on Twitter, please go to CATEX TV. Storm Desmond, which battered the United Kingdom earlier this month, has racked up some $378 million of insured losses. This is a result of severe flooding, mainly in the county of Cumbria. Heavy rain, as well as winds of up to 80 miles per hour, lashed the area on the 4th of December. Interestingly enough, this storm was categorized by the UK Meteorological Office as having been likely caused as a result of climate change. Lloyd of London has made some news today. They announced plans to launch their own insurance-based index in mid-2016. The firm said this would be the first index for diversified risk, showing loss ratios and focused on insurance performance. The Lloyd's index will show loss ratios, premium versus claims for the Lloyd's market on an aggregated basis and will focus entirely on insurance performance. Subscribers to the index, which Lloyd's intends to publish quarterly, will be able to view data on a whole market basis. It's anticipated that additional indexes defined by class of business will be available in due course. Of course, it's well known that one of the most closely guarded secrets within Lloyd's are the quarterly spreadsheets that show the actual loss ratios per lines of business. Those are not released for fear of people rushing to profitable lines of business to begin ramping up coverage. Today at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, the United States Federal Reserve is expected to make a move that it has not made in 9 years. They're going to increase interest rates, probably by about 25 basis points. The current rate is, in fact, 25 basis points, so this will go up to 0.5%. The Federal Reserve's coffers right now are swollen with about $4.5 trillion in bonds, and the bank is bursting with $2.6 trillion in reserves. They need to get that money back out into the economy. On Monday night at about 1 o'clock in the morning on the East Coast, email threats arrived in Los Angeles and in New York, promising imminent attacks on campuses of public schools involving explosives and gunmen. The immediate response in both cities was the same: call the police and the FBI. There the parallels ended. An hour before sunrise on the West Coast, LA canceled classes for all 900 schools, putting some 640,000 students on a different schedule for the day. Meanwhile, New York declared that the threat was bogus. The move in Los Angeles was a significant overreaction, said the New York Police Commissioner, William Bratton. Bratton had once been the LA Police Commissioner himself. Bratton said, "We can't allow ourselves to raise levels of fear." The mayor of New York, Bill de Blasio, said that the email threat was so generic and so outlandish that it couldn't be taken seriously. The Los Angeles police chief essentially said it's easy to second-guess decision makers when you don't have to live with the consequences of this decision. Fortunately, both threats turned out to be bogus. Yesterday seemed to have been a bad day for tugboats. There were 2 incidents that resulted in sinkings. The U.S. towing tugboat Spence is sinking in the Caribbean Sea right now. It had gone adrift after losing power about 85 miles off the coast of Colombia. It was in the process of being towed right now, but it's probably going to end up having the tow line cut because it's sinking. Meanwhile, just north of the Interstate 55 bridge in St. Louis, 2 tugs collided, the Margaret Ann and William Strait. Apparently, the William Strait did sink in about 20 feet of water. In Paris earlier today, at Les Invalides, which is the site of Napoleon's tomb, as well as an actual working French veterans military hospital, as well as a French veterans nursing home and a museum, and is always thronged with tourists, a car rammed the entrance gate and was immediately fired upon in a fusillade of bullets by police. It was not a terrorist incident, and the condition of the driver is as of yet unknown. In Los Angeles County yesterday, the Board of Supervisors declared a state of emergency over a Southern California gas company well site that has been leaking methane gas in a housing development called Porter Ranch. It's pumped about 1,200 tons of methane into the atmosphere. Some 275 air purifiers have been installed in the area already. By declaring it a state of emergency, federal and state funds will be available. How's this for political risk? Former British Prime Minister John Major has warned that the UK may break up if Britain votes to withdraw from the EU in a planned referendum. Major told the BBC that leaving the EU would mean a high probability that Scotland would have a referendum of its own and decide to leave Britain. Next would, of course, be Wales. The United Kingdom would be fractured, and that would be very damaging. Scotland voted last year to remain part of the United Kingdom after a bruising referendum. Its leaders want to remain in the EU. That's the news for today. All eyes are on Washington when the Federal Reserve announcement occurs. If we have any breaking news, we'll come back and tell you. Thank you for watching.